Joining us now, Congressman Steny Hoyer, House Minority Whip. Congressman, good of you to be with us. Thank you.
Elaine, thank you very much. Good to be with you.
So I just want to get your thoughts on this night and this moment that we saw earlier where Hillary Clinton became the first woman ever to be the presidential nominee of a major political party.
Well, of course, it's a historic night. It's a night which lives out, I think, America's promise for equal opportunity to everybody, irrespective of distinctions that are relevant to whether or not they're competent and capable to be what they seek. And so I think it's a great statement about America. It's a great statement about Hillary Clinton. The fact that she has the kind of ability, experience, and vision that would get her in a position to be nominated as the first woman ever to be nominated by a major party for President of the United States. So I think every American's got to feel good about that. And I have 3 daughters and 2 granddaughters and 2 great-granddaughters. So for me, and I have a grandson and a great-grandson too, and I don't want to forget them, but this says they can be all that they want to be and work to be. And that's a great night for America.
What about the symbolism of Senator Sanders there at the very end as part of the Vermont delegation, taking part in that roll call? Obviously, given some of the rancor that we saw on day 1 of the convention, gestures seemed to matter here.
I think, to his credit, for some time now, he knows that Hillary Clinton won the majority of votes and was going to be our nominee. And he has been educating, in effect, his supporters and urging his supporters to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture from his standpoint is making sure that Donald Trump does not become president. He believes he's not qualified to be president of the United States and, in fact, would be a danger to the United States. He's also made it very clear in his speech that it's not just the fact that he's not for Trump. He is for Hillary Clinton. He believes she's able, she's experienced, and he believes that she shares basic democratic values that he shares and aspirations for our people. So I thought it was a very, very appropriate, not gesture, but action that he took to have Vermont pass and then to have him come on and move to nominate her by acclamation. It was a statement that it is time for us to come together. We're stronger together, as Hillary says, and to move on and to make sure that Hillary Clinton is the next president of the United States. I think it was the right thing to do. I told people when we came to this convention, we're going to come out of this convention unified. Yes, there were people who worked hard for Bernie, believed deeply in Bernie Sanders, felt the burn, if you will, and cared deeply about his issues. But the overwhelming majority of them, 90+%, are going to be for Hillary Clinton because they know, A, she shares their values. There may be differences on means to get to ends, but she shares their values, and she would be a good president of the United States.
One thing we know is that Senator Sanders seemed to share this special connection with young people in particular who were absolutely energized and enthused by his campaign. Do you think those young people will turn out for Hillary Clinton?
I certainly hope so, and I think so. I think so because I think Elizabeth Warren, who they also revere and are excited about, and Bernie Sanders together are saying, look, we ran a race. We had a debate. It was a respectful debate. It was a debate on substance, not demeaning or coarsening the debate as the Republican debate did. And we need to make this country, which is now great, even greater. And your country that you inherit is going to be better off with Hillary Clinton as president of the United States. And I'm hopeful, and I think that they will be energized not only by Bernie Sanders and by Elizabeth Warren, but I think they'll be energized by Hillary Clinton. And by the way, Michelle Obama was extraordinary in telling young people, this is why you need to be for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. And we expect tonight then to hear from friends and colleagues, perhaps stories more personal in nature regarding Hillary Clinton. Obviously, we'll be hearing from her husband as well, and it's thought perhaps he will also lend that very personal touch that really, in a way, only he can lend. But, Bob, I do want to bring you in as well, because last night, before the night had begun, looking at a powerhouse list of speakers, you said yourself, you thought perhaps prior to the night's open that Michelle Obama might deliver the most important speech of the night, and in a way, for the narrative arc of the evening, it certainly seemed to be true.
I think that's what kind of pivoted this convention back toward Hillary Clinton. I mean, there was obviously great dissatisfaction. People were talking. They were booing when her name was mentioned. And I think I did say to you, Josh, I do not believe this convention will boo Michelle Obama when she mentions Hillary Clinton, and they didn't. And I think from there on in, they kind of glided into Hillary Clinton after starting a chaotic day that had been preceded by a chaotic weekend. I mean,
Bob, you and I have seen a lot of conventions. This is my 12th convention.
25 for me.
Well,
but I go to both.
but
I don't go to only Democratic.
Well, I've only been to Democratic conventions, Bob. But this, I was in Atlantic City. That was my first one. I've been to every one but two since then. And I've seen some conventions that were really chaotic. It is interesting in this day and age, we think that people sort of yelling for 2 or 3 minutes about their candidate is somehow chaotic. When you and I know we saw people marching around the floor for 30, 40 minutes in years past.
Well, I was in Chicago in 1968.
And I was as well.
And it was something that Bernie Sanders himself acknowledged in his speech last night, saying very plainly, I do not agree with Hillary Clinton on several issues, but what you saw in this election cycle was democracy. It was democracy at work. It's something that he has, in fact, echoed time and again.
And I think it was important for the folks who have worked so hard for Bernie Sanders to be able to reflect that support on this floor. And I said last night, the interesting thing is the people who did not and do not think Trump is qualified to be president, they didn't go to their convention.
That's right.
They boycotted the convention because they have no intention of supporting him. However, the people who supported Bernie Sanders, they came, they expressed their view, and I think they're going to follow the leader that they were inspired by in making sure we have a president, Hillary Clinton, who shares his values.
Let me ask you this, because she has a problem. Every survey shows that a large number of people simply don't trust her. I mean, the numbers are like 67%, 68%. How did she get there, and how does she convince people that she can be trusted?
Well, look, I think that can change. After all, when she left as Secretary of State, her numbers were high. They were high because people thought she did a good job. I think they're going to now focus on that.
Do you think it was the email business? Is that what it was about?
No, I think it's a longer process than that. I think the email was not helpful, obviously, but I think Bernie Sanders was right. Enough about the emails. Let's focus on substance. Let's focus on what these candidates want to do. Let's focus on the kind of people they are, the kind of values they espouse, and the kind of civility they use in dealing with other people and, frankly, dealing with the rest of the world. So I think ultimately people are going to come to the conclusion Hillary Clinton is someone who I trust to run my country. I may not connect with her, although I think more and more, those of us who know her personally, they're going to connect. She is a really good, warm human being, very smart, and very great sense of humor, and easy to deal with in person. That doesn't convey as much in her presentation, but I think over time it's going to, and they're going to be more focused on Hillary Clinton. I think they're going to grow to have great respect for Hillary Clinton.
All right, Congressman Steny Hoyer, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Elaine.
A pleasure. Bob Schieffer, thank you as well. I know that you have to get going very soon, but it's been great, as always, to have you with us.
Thanks, Elaine. It was really fun.
All right.